Hey guys, this is Ryan from Ryan and this is another vid tut on actual web design here. Today we're talking about XAMPP and the duplicator for WordPress. What they do is they allow you to duplicate a website, the duplicator does, and move it to another place. Now XAMPP actually allow you to work on your website on your computer without having to be connected to the internet. This is great for creating your site in a dev environment without worrying about it being on, online. So here we have my website, and you can see, it's a site. It's my WordPress. It's my portfolio site. So we're just showing you kind of what it looks like here, and you can see this is at rygamely.com. So let me just close this window. Now I'm logged in to my site. Now we're going to show you the duplicator. It's already installed on this particular WordPress, but let's say you want to add it. So I'll show you how to do that. Hit Add New on the plugins. Okay, and you go into search plugins, you're going to type in duplicator. Sorry. And there it is, duplicator. That's simple. Hit return with the new WordPress. And that's going to take you to this guy, by Life in the Grid. You're going to hit install, and then you're going to activate it. Now, I've already done that. Hopefully you've installed a plugin before. It's pretty simple. Just hit install, and then once it goes through its whole thing, you're going to hit activate. So once it's activated, you're going to get this guy down here. It's going to say duplicator on your main menu on the left. And then what you want to do is you want to go into packages. Okay. Now this takes could take 5 to 15 minutes. Any longer than that, it's probably too long. Now, I already created one for us, so I have to wait for it, but I'll show you how to create it. You basically hit create new, and this is going to give you some new notes. I'm going to actually put second, and then you're going to hit next, and what it's going to do is it's going to scan your website, which is great because it actually looks for errors and all sorts of problems. So it's going to do that, and it's going to give you a bunch of warnings, a bunch of stuff. So hopefully these guys are all good, because if they're not, and you're kind of in trouble and you have to learn about what they mean, Google errors and all that stuff, which stinks. But if these are fine, you're awesome. These here, frankly, are not nearly as important, but total size, if it's like a 3 gig website, it's probably a little big. 174 is not terribly large. It's kind of a little bit thick, but anyway. So these are fine. So next thing I would do is I'd hit build, and then it's actually going to create the package. So I click build, and we get this. Excuse me. Package here. Okay, so then the next part is you want to download these guys. There's 2 of them. It's 2 files. So you have to actually strangely click on both. Excuse me. Save, and then you have to click on the archive. Save. Now these will download, and these will be on your download folder or wherever your downloads go. Okay, so let that go. Pause the video. Downloaded, and here they are. Or excuse me, my files are downloaded. Here they are. Let me just do total size. It already, it's actually these 2 files downloaded, and it automatically opened up for me. But really, what you want is these 2 files. I'm just drag these onto my desktop. Put them right there. Nice and happy, someplace where we can see them, and just leave them like that for now. So now the next thing you want to do, if you're not moving the website over to another server but onto your desktop, you're going to want to download one of 2 softwares in my opinion. One's called XAMPP and the other one's called MAMP. So let me show you XAMPP. XAMPP is this one here, and then MAMP's the other one. I find that MAMP, M-A-M-P, is actually, when you buy the Pro one, it's great, but if you get the amateur version, it's not as great. It's got restrictions. So we're just going to use XAMPP for now. So you just type Google XAMPP, and you'll get this, and then you just go to the download, and then you found your OS, and you just download it. So I'm using the Mac, so I would click on this one. And then it's going to download it, and we've all downloaded the file, so that's simple enough. So once it downloads, it's going to want to install. I've already started the installation, and it starts like this. So you go through the install, check on the default settings, and then once you get to the end, you can hit finish. So XAMPP will load up. Here it is. Let me just get these guys a little bit smaller. It's about 1,000 windows right here. Okay. And here we are. So XAMPP's on my server right now, but it's also living in my applications folder. So let me just find XAMPP. There it is. And here we go. Okay, great. So let me just lay these out so you understand what's what. So here's the program right here, this little guy. And then here's the browser that it's previewing in, or in Safari for some reason. But essentially, you can see it says Ryan, that's me, my home. And the advantage to this is that we're no longer connected to the internet. It's actually working directly off of the computer. And of course, with web design, and hopefully you do if you're watching this, there has to be files connected to that. So here are the files, if you would, that would be your FTP or your hosting on your server, and they actually live under HD docs. So that's that. And your stuff would actually, you want to create a subfolder in HD docs. So let's go to new folder, and I'm going to do sites. So under sites, for every site, I'm going to actually type it in. So we're going to do ryanley.com. Okay. The reason I do this is that I know it's going back in the internet eventually. So I'm going to drag my 2 files that I downloaded from the duplicator into there. And there they are. And we're back out, so we know they're right there. Okay. Let's just let that sit for a while. We have to still finish setting up XAMPP, because now that all our stuff's in where it has to be. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to click on English, and then you're going to get this guy. And this is basically the XAMPP main homepage or whatever. Now in here, there's a lot of cool stuff, demos, things of that nature. Frankly, I don't really use any of them. But one of the things I do think you're going to have to use, what you have to use, is the admin, PHP my admin, which is connected to the database. We'll click on that, and you can see if you get this error. That means that your MySQL is not launched. So we're going to come back over to XAMPP, and we're going to go over to Manage Servers, and you can see that MySQL database is not even on. So I don't know what a ProFTP is, but I do know that everything's off except for Apache. So we're going to turn on everything. So hit Start, and let's go over to Pro PDFD, start that as well. Let these suckers start up. It takes just about 5 or 6 seconds. And once they're up, you're ready to launch and start working. So we try to connect. There we go, working beautifully. And we have my PHP in there. Everything looks great. Okay, XAMPP is officially set up. Okay, so now let's get our website live onto, not live, but actually working on our desktop or our computer. So the process of that is once you have downloaded your 2 files and you've put them into a subdirectory with files like that, everything's ready to go. The process works like this. First thing you want to do is make sure the permissions of these files are set up. So go to Get Info, and let me just get this down. Sharing and permissions. Now this will screw you up quite a bit and frustrate you. So make sure they're all in read-write. So they are living on your computer, so no one's really able to get into them. So make sure that's the case. Okay, so that's set up like that. Next thing you want to do is, let me just close this out. You want to create a database, a blank, empty, nothing inside of a database, because WordPress needs a database. Now to do that, you're going to click on My PHP My Admin, like we just did, and you're going to go over to New, and you're going to type in a database. We're just going to do Ryanley. Make sure it's on collation. Hit Create, and that's that. You're done. Okay, there it is. It's fine. Just a side note, if you don't want your database, the way to get rid of it, actually took a little Googling yesterday, is you click on the database, go to Operations, and you want to click on drop the database. I'm not deleting it, but that's how you get rid of one. Okay, let's back out and just click on that guy. Okay, this is all set up. Our database is built. It's got nothing in it, just how we want it. Next step is we're going to go install our WordPress. Let's just create a new tab. Okay, and we're going to do localhost. Slash sites, because that's what we did over here. We did sites right there. Slash ryganley.com, and then hit return. We should see your files. Okay, that means that it can see those, which should be the case. So it sees these two. All right. Next, excuse me. Next thing I do is going to click the installer. There it is. All right. Looks like we're passed. If it didn't say passed 9 times out of 10, it's because your permissions aren't set and you didn't follow the instructions earlier. Bad. Anyway, make sure you go back and do that if you see that as an error. Next part is you're going to type in, number 1, the name of your database, which we just created, which is Ryganley. Just go in there. RYGANLEY. And usually you're actually going to type in root. And make sure to do this exactly. Hit test connection. Success. Excellent. I actually spent an hour trying to find out why it said error yesterday. So once you're done doing that, you want to, and the reason it was saying errors because the permission's wrong. Anyway, next thing you want to do is click on I have read all the warnings, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to hit run deployment. Interested in your errors. You'll notice over here, it's actually opening the files up for you. And that's what the duplicator file did. It actually opened them up. Okay, so everything's in. It actually read everything as it should have, and we actually can move forward. We can actually launch the site and review it. Now, if you don't remember your admin or your login for WordPress, you can create a new one. So we're just going to do an admin. We'll just do a simple one. I don't know. We'll do Ryan Ganley. It's obvious and horrible. Okay. So everything's good, and we're going to hit run update, and actually we're adding a new admin into the website. Excellent. Everything's perfect. Errors, nothing. Perfect. I don't care about warnings. Next thing to do is going to click on the test site. And that should take us right to where we have to go. And there's our website. Our website is actually running on my computer right now. And it's pretty cool, if you don't mind me saying so myself. I could actually sit on a train or a bus or in a cave and work on my website right now without actually having internet connection. And that was the whole point of this, and it worked. Okay, I hope this helps. I hope this worked for you. If you have any questions, shoot them up on YouTube, and that's about that.